I want to call to order the June 18th, 2015 meeting of the Ascension Parish Council. Right now, I would like for everyone to please stand for the prayer and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. Lord, we thank you for the ability to gather and discuss our future. Lord, it's with heavy heart that we ask you to look over the Landry family, Mr. Nelson, Miss Annabelle, for the loss of their daughter, Dawn Landry. We ask that you keep that family in your prayers and in your hearts and hold Dawn next to you in heaven. Lord, last but not least, we ask that you look over us on the hurricane season and the people of the area. We've already had a storm in the Gulf, and you kept us clear. We ask that you consider to keep that clear for the rest of the season. We ask that in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
public comment period. Anyone wishing to speak on an agenda item, please sign in with the secretary, and you'll be given some time to speak when that item comes up. Chair's additions. The chair. Roll call. Roll call. Everyone here except Councilman Turner. And chair's additions. The chair would entertain a motion.
Make a motion to add the authorization parish president to make an offer to purchase People's Water.
Second.
We have a motion, and we have a second by Ms. Cazzo. Motion by Ms. Johnson, second by Ms. Cazzo. Roll call, Madam Secretary.
Councilman Casso.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Joseph.
Yes.
Councilman Dempsey Lambert.
Yes.
Councilman Todd Lambert.
Yes.
Councilman Lure.
Yes.
Councilman Melanson.
Yes.
Councilman Satterley.
Yes.
Councilman Shake Snyder.
Yes.
Yes. With that, we'll move that to agenda item number 8A under general business. Presentations. We're very proud tonight. We have a proclamation to proclaim Senator Jody Amadei Day in Ascension Parish. And while the senator's here, we also want to recognize that we have some of his colleagues here. We have Representative Ed Price, we have Senator Troy Brown, and we got Representative Best half of the Berthelot, ex-Mayor Berthelot, Representative Johnny Berthelot. We have Paula here. Thank you, ma'am. Parish President, it's all yours.
See, Ed, I told you if you come to our meetings, you'd get a hike and a promotion. So now you made it to senator. But anyway,
Next round.
I'm just proud to be here tonight to honor Jody. He's been a friend for the past, I don't know how long, since he's a little boy. But anyway, but for the past 8 years, I've had the pleasure of serving with him and working with him on a lot of projects. And there's a lot of things here in Ascension Parish that we have today that we wouldn't have wouldn't be for Jody's hard work and efforts and in leading the delegation. I know Troy's here and I know Ed's here, but I know Jody's the dean. He's been working hard, and you know, every time I really needed something and when I thought it couldn't be done, I'd call Jody, whether it's some dollars to buy Lamar Dixon, whether it's road projects, a lot of different things. We even got some stands for the kids at 4-H at Lamar Dixon, and just anything that we asked for. And on the Edenborn extension, he's worked very hard, and the entire delegation has, and seems pretty good that it looks like we may end up that road may be coming to fruition here in the near future. So I'm just proud of all of our delegation. I can say this is and honestly say that this is the best delegation that I've worked with since I've been in any political office. They work well together. They all on the same team. It's a heck of a team. And when they make up their minds to do something, it gets done. And I'm just proud to say that I've had opportunity to serve with you guys, and I look forward to watching you over the next whatever years on TV when I'm gonna be retired. Me and Jody will go fishing or do something. But like I said, Jody's just been like a godsend to me as parish president. He's the guy I call in the mornings and we talk about different issues. Never talk politics though. But anyway, Jody, I'd like you to come up, and I'm going to ask Troy to come up and speak, say what he has to say about Jody and his the last 12 years here in Ascension Parish. Troy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to jump on something that you said, and I was sitting there thinking about what to say, and I was reminiscing about last week when 2 weeks ago when Jody gave his farewell speech. You made a point about you made mention of the man above. I realized when he gave his exit speech why now I'm in the Senate, because way back 4 years ago, many of you all know my seat is a brand new seat. I was planning to run for state rep again until a few months before the election. I learned about the Senate seat and I ran for Senate, and we did a lot. But I realized when he talked that he's not going to be there no more. I learned a lot from him. I learned from him more than anybody, because I bother him more than anybody because we represent the same area. And our politics is the same. And I knew 4 years ago that this day would come. And I knew that the continuation of the help for our parish needed to happen. But the reason why I say that, I never heard Jody talk about his spiritual side. I never heard him talk about his heart for people, even though what we do is all for people, but I never heard it until that day. And I realized that day, I said, damn, Jody ran for the same reason I ran, but he ran 12 years ago. And you don't always hear us talk about helping people. You see us doing it. And I realized when I heard that, I said, now that's why I'm here, because it's not just, how many is leaving, Jody? I think it's about 7 or 8 can't run anymore because of term limits. And in 4 more years, almost half the Senate cannot run anymore. Term limits is a good thing according to the people, but term limits is not always good because all of the experience and institutional knowledge is not there anymore. Prime example. But the good part about it is because of that regime that we have here, both in the Senate and the House, and people like Jody, is why it's going to continue on for Ascension Parish, because he has laid the groundwork, and no doubt we will keep it going. So I want to publicly tell him thank you, and please today don't cry.
Ask Ed to come up, please.
Thank you very much, and I won't be long, but I can say that Jody has truly been a friend, not only to me, but the entire Ascension Parish. And he's been the kind of guy that you can go to and ask questions, and with his institutional knowledge, he can tell you how things get done. And that is such a great help when you have somebody there who you can lean on and go and say, man, well, how we can do this or how we can do that, and how can we get Tommy some money? And he'll say, well, we got to do this, and we got to get it in the priority in the HB, this HB1, HB2. And so it was really great to have somebody who had been there that long, and we're going to certainly miss him when he's gone. I do remember, though, when I first got elected, and I have to tell this, Jody and I was talking, and my office is right next door to his. So I say, look, when people come to me and there's an issue I can't handle, I'm just going to send them next door to you. So, and he and I laughed about that. And he said, are you serious? But it's been a big joke, but it's really truly been a pleasure working with him, learning from him more than anything. And Jody, we're definitely going to miss you in the Senate. I know all your colleagues are going to miss you. I did catch some of your speech, your farewell speech. I couldn't stay for the whole thing, but I went back to the other side to do some both. But I know it was very inspirational. It touched a lot of people in that speech. And like Troy said, the spiritual part of it, how you talk about people, why you were there to serve people, really meant a lot. And so I congratulate you on your farewell and your retirement here, and I'm sure I'll see you down the road somewhere.
I also want to recognize Paula. She doesn't want to come up here, I know that, but just to let you know that Representative Berthelot is at Manresa praying for all the bad votes that he made during the session. But anyway, not really. But I talked to Johnny yesterday, and he'd love to be here, and also the sheriff had something that he couldn't get out of tonight. So Jody, those guys would be here, and they support you and love you as much as we do. Randy?
Jody, on behalf of the entire parish council, we're very proud of the job you've been doing. I know Tommy mentioned some things, a couple other folks mentioned some things, but there's not anything that we tried to move forward since we've been here, since you've been in office, that you didn't have a hand in and try to help. I sincerely appreciate, I was there for your speech, almost in tears. I appreciate the focus you put on your family. You had your family. You started with your family and you ended with your family, and that's what it's all about. I kind of like the 4-H program and everything, and I know you support all the sports and 4-H, and you're all about children. I know I speak with my colleagues up here, peers, that we appreciate you. Continue working until you can't vote anymore for us, but we sincerely appreciate it. All right, brother. Take care.
And I can say this about Jody. He never looked at parties or anything like that. He always looks at what's best for the people of the parish. And I can tell you that I know he's made some tough votes that we've asked him to make. And I'm going to go back, Doc, I'm going to review a little bit on this one. But on the quick take deal, we fought hard, and Jody stuck with us. We changed some things out.
Be careful, Mr. President.
But anyway, it passed the Senate. That's all I can say. I'm not going to say any more about it. But Jody, I appreciate all the votes that you made for the people of Ascension Parish. I appreciate all the different projects that you've helped us with through the years. 42, I know that you worked hard on that. With everybody's worked, but I know that you did a lot. We got turn lanes coming on 44. I think there's 4 or 5 intersections there. There's 6 that just finished on 431. There's several projects they're working on 30 right now on projects, and in Troy's district, in the West Bank, and all along. So, you've been an inspiration. You've been a great senator. I say that, and I don't say it lightly when I say great. You've done a great job, and I appreciate what you've done, and I appreciate most of all the friendship that we've had over the years. And you got a great family, and continue to be that. And enjoy life now. I'm going to be with you. And like I tell everybody, yesterday was my birthday, and I'm a card-carrying member now. So I have my Medicare here in my pocket, so I'm ready to go. But anyway, we appreciate you and the job that you've done, and we're going to miss you sincerely.
Well,
to proclaim Thursday, June 18th, 2015, as Senator Jody Amadei Day in Ascension Parish. Whereas Senator Jody Amadei was born December 9th, 1967, to Lee Buddy Amadei and Lawrence Amadei in Gonzales, Louisiana. Whereas Jody attended St. Teresa of Avila School and graduated in 1986 from East Ascension High School. Whereas life for young Jody Amadei was busy with 4-H livestock shows and youth sports shows, including participating as a talented 4-year-old with dribbling skills on the Tiger Tots basketball team. Whereas after experiencing a successful athletic career in both baseball and basketball as an East Ascension High Spartan, Jody continued to the next level with a baseball scholarship to Nicholls State University. Whereas following graduation, Jody's career choice became solidified when he entered law school at Southern University and graduated before forging an outstanding business relationship with his dear friend, Andre Gauthier, that continues today. And whereas not only has Jody served his community in numerous civic and athletic organizations through the years, but his commitment to duty carried on through his 3 terms in the Louisiana State Senate, representing District 18. Whereas while Jody's honorable dedication to serving his fellow man and woman is a clear indicator of just how strong his character is, we celebrate Jody's continued journey in life that is blessed with his many friends and colleagues, but especially with the love of his wife, Jancy, and their 3 children. Now, therefore, it be proclaimed, I, Tommy Martin, as president of the parish of Ascension, state of Louisiana, by the virtue of the authority vested in me, to hear and to proclaim Thursday, June 18, 2015, Ascends of Jody Amadei Day in Ascension Parish, and make him an honorary parish president on this day, urging our citizens to accord him all respect and honor due to an honorary hold of this high office.
Thank you, but the only way I'm going to accept this is if I don't have to actually be parish president for a day. I've got enough people that want to be parish president, so no, I'm just playing. I want to thank everyone for listening to all this and the council. And I have had several instances where I was requested to do legislation for the parish, and they didn't always agree on every one. But one thing about them, I can say each and every one of the council, men and women, I've worked with individually on everything we've ever done, and it's been nothing but a pleasure. And even the one time you were poking fun at Doc Satterley, he came to my office for 2 or 3 hours, and we worked everything out. And Brian too, on that same issue, and Todd and Chris and Randy, everyone. Coach Kent, he actually coached me when I was young in basketball, but Oliver, I don't want to forget you. I don't want to not mention Dempsey, but they've all been a pleasure to work with. And some of them have been in office longer than me. Some of them just part of my term, but it's been a pleasure. And Tommy's been awesome for the last 8 years. I know you've done a great job working with the council. It's never easy when you have a legislative body, and as it is in the state level. But it's been an honor to serve Ascension Parish and St. James and Livingston and St. John parishes for 12 years. But, I didn't do it alone. I had a team. We've had Mert Smiley, Roy Quazare, many of you know him, served with me for 4 years, and now we have Troy, of course, Eddie Lambert, and Johnny Berthelot, and Clay Shakespeare now. And just like in the parish level, you can't do anything by yourself, so it's been a team effort the entire time. And as the guys up here know, and Ms. Terry, it's hard on a family to be in politics, so I certainly have to thank them. The calls at night, being on the cell phone all the time, answering emails, and it's hard. It's fun, but it does get overwhelming at times for a lot of people. But I've been honored to serve, and I can't tell you how humbled I was just to be elected. And I'm not retiring. I'm not quite old enough yet, but I'm just retiring from politics, I guess, for now. But or forever, I don't know. I don't know what my plans or future holds. But anyway, it's been an honor, and I can't tell you how good it's been to work with Tommy. And I think he ran for parish president. I don't know how long. It was in the 90s, maybe. It took him 3 or 4 times to get elected before he got the hang of it. But he's been But he's been actually one of the best parish presidents. I can tell you, I've dealt with 4 parishes, and none of them run as good as this parish, in my opinion. And everybody may not agree with me, but practice makes perfect, huh? But he's been a great friend to me, and we do talk about politics every now and then, just every now and then. But if you need a rumor to get out, you just kind of mention to Tommy you heard something, and it's on the Pelican Post, Facebook, every Fox News, and so we play with each other all the time about that. But I don't want to sit here all night and hear out business to take care of, but I want to thank each and every one of you on this council and everybody, and Tommy for having me, and it's been a pleasure. And I got 6 more months, but yeah, you too. So I didn't quite retire yet, but thank y'all so much for being here and your service.
I'd like to ask the fellow council members, let's step down. Let's get a picture with Senator Amadei.
Paul, you can take the picture now. Paul,
Thank you. I'll try not to. All right, boy, you too.
These days and times.
All right, before we get off of the parish president's report, I would just like to recognize that Parish President Martinez announced that he did have a birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday.
And we want to wish you happy birthday. I don't think anybody wants us to sing happy birthday to you. They probably have to edit it out, but sir, this will be your last birthday in office as parish president. I don't know where else you'll go in life, but I just want to let you know, it's my point of view, I've been serving with you for 7.5, almost 8 years, and learned a lot. Very humbling experience. You've always been able to show the flip side of the coin and try to bring some common sense to an issue. We appreciate it, and I wish that you have many, many, many more birthdays. Anyone else wish to give the parish president a little happy birthday, or we good?
I could do the Maryland thing and sing, but I'll pass.
Game starts in 33 minutes.
You got it, sir. All right, we'll move on to, move right into the consent agenda. Chair would entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Todd
Second.
Lambert, second by Ms. Casso. Any discussion? Any opposition? Motion passes. We'll move to agenda item number 8, approval RFP water quality report. Parish President, Ms. Jones.
Hello, good evening. On May 27, 2015, the Purchasing Department received 3 proposals for the Lake Pontchartrain Basin Water Quality Report. After review, the Engineering Selection Committee recommend accepting the proposal submitted by Providence Engineering and to authorize the parish president to enter into any applicable agreement or contract for this service.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Cazzo, second by Mr. Lohr. Any discussion? Any opposition? Motion passes.
On May 13, 2015, the Purchasing Department received 5 bids for the Lamar Dixon Sports Complex lighting. After review, the Ascension Parish Engineering Department and Buckard Horn recommend accepting the lowest responsive bid submitted by All Right Electric and to authorize the parish president to enter into any applicable agreement or contract for this service.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Shake Snyder, second by Ms. Cazzo. Any discussion, any opposition? Motion passes. We'll move back to agenda item number 8A, People's Waterworks.
Second. Motion to authorize the parish president to negotiate
Second.
purchase.
We have a motion by Mr. Shake Snyder.
Up to me, 5 million.
$5 million.
We have a motion by Mr. Shake Snyder to authorize the parish president to negotiate up to $5 million for the purchase of People's Waterworks. We have a motion by Mr. Shake Snyder, second by Ms. Cazzo. Any discussion? Any opposition? Mr. Joseph?
Just because you said discussion, we had 2 discussions in the previous meeting, Mr. Chairman, and so I think the information is
Yeah.
well out there. And
Yeah,
so,
and just for anybody that just tuned into this meeting, we had a meeting of the Utilities Committee where it was passed, and also Finance Committee where it was passed to the council. So we've all been pretty much tuned up on it. Without any further discussion? Any objection? Motion passes. Madam Secretary, please note that Mr. Turner's present. Move on to agenda item number 10, Amendment Louisiana Housing Corporation and Parish of Ascension. Ms. Collins.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the council. We currently have a contract with the Louisiana Housing Authority for this emergency shelter. We were called and asked if they had some extra funds of $16,000. They asked us if we would care to use this on the program, we would like to ask you to approve the current Housing Authority for $16,000 addition to the parish and to authorize parish
So moved,
president.
Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion by Mr. Malonson, second by Mr. Todd Lambert. Any discussion? Any opposition? Motion passes. We'll move on to agenda item number 11, resolution fiscal year 2014 to 2016 Louisiana Emergency Solutions Grant Program, ESGP, sub-grant agreement with Church United for Community Development.
Yes, sir.
Ms.
Mr.
Collins.
Thank you. This was, we went to the council in 2014 to apply for this grant. We were awarded the grant and have now gone under contract with the Housing Authority. We will now here need to move to a sub-agreement with Church United, who will
So moved,
apply
Mr.
for
Chairman.
this.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Malonson, second by Mr. Shake Snyder. Any discussion? I just want a quick note.
Yes, sir.
I know we got a ball game to get to, but a quick note. I'd contacted you about 3 weeks ago, and we talked about, someone wanted to know, generally the churches in the area help people out if they're homeless or broke down and traveling, that this program and Church United is that's who will help the homeless in our area.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I want to make that clear to everybody out in the public, too. Any further discussion? Any opposition? Motion passes. We'll move on to agenda item number 13. 12, excuse me, amendment, Church United Community Development and Parish of Ascension. Ms. Collins.
Yes, sir. This was out of order. I got mistakenly, they should have been the two together, the parish's agreement, and then this one is the agreement for the 16,000, but it needs to be to extend the
So moved.
contact.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Joseph, second by Mr. Malonson. Any discussion? Any opposition? Motion passes. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Agenda item number 13, resolution to extend the provisions of Section 1, Act 204, 1952, regular session, as amended by LA Act 280 of 2004, providing Social Security coverage to eligible officers and employees of Ascension Parish government. Mr. Tommy.
Yeah, thank you. This is a matter we've assisted the parish with. It's basically a payroll housekeeping matter. It's an issue that's sort of really isolated, unique to local government. And basically what it'll do is ratify some current payroll procedures that you've had in place on a long-term basis. What I tried to do for you was just outline in this cover page that you should have, basically the purpose of the resolution, defining what a 218 agreement is, so that's what this resolution is dealing with, and then basically what your actions will do. The resolution, what it's going to do is amend your Section 218 agreement that you presently have with the state of Louisiana. That agreement was first entered into in the early 1950s. Basically what it does, it mandates participation in the Social Security system for those employees that you have that participate in a retirement system.
So moved. Second.
There you go.
We have a motion by Mr. Joseph, second by Mr. Dempsey Lambert. Any discussion? Any opposition? Motion passes. Thank you, Tommy. We'll move on to agenda item number 14, planning and zoning. Zoning review ID 2504.15, Lot 1 of Walker property for Jeff Walker, located on the north side of Weber City Road, approximately 3,200 feet east of Roddy Road, to amend the Ascension Parish zoning map. I know. And map from rural to medium intensity residential. We have a speaker, Mr. Randy Anderson. Thank you, Randy.
Hey, good to see everybody, and I'll be brief as well for the same reasons as everybody else has been. I'm here tonight to ask the council to defer this back to the zoning commission. There was some glitch in the process, and
Move, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Dempsey Lambert, second by Mr. Cazzo. Any discussion? Any opposition?
thank you.
Motion passes. We'll move on to agenda item number 15, proposed ordinance DC 1503, revision to Development Code, Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code, Section 17-2039, Industrial Designation Overlay Zone, the West Bank Industrial Overlay, for review only.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Oliver Jones.
Review only. Review only.
For review only, we don't need. Agenda item number 16, proposed ordinance, ZM 15-04, revision to the zoning map, West Industrial Overlay.
It's for review. Another
Review only.
I can make a motion now.
We don't know.
I was gonna let you make a motion, OJ. All right. Introduction of ordinances. Agenda item number 17, introduction of an ordinance, budget amendment number 4 to amend the 2015 budget. Mr. Barrington?
It's just an introduction.
Just an introduction.
Motion introduced.
All right. Motion introduced by Mr. Johnson, second by Mr. Lohr. Any discussion? Any opposition? It's introduced. Introduction of ordinance to amend Appendix 5 of the Unified Land Development Code regarding field requirements.
Motion introduced.
Yeah, that's a good one. Motion by Doc, second by Todd. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Kent Shakes Snyder.
If I just have a second, today,
Before we adjourn, Mr. Shakes Snyder's gonna announce
And
a
we're
few
gonna
things
be
we
real
got
quick.
from our assessor.
we just got this in the mail from the assessor, and it lists what you pay your taxes for in Ascension Parish, and it's very interesting. Take a look at it and find out your millages, your assessments. Parish tax, Ascension Parish government gets 2.86 mills for $3 million. Look and see the entities and what they receive and where your taxes are going. So make sure you look at it, and we'd like any feedback. Thank
I
you.
would like to ask that be put, can we put that on a bulletin on Channel 21 or what? It's just a simple spread.
Public information.
I think people need to know.
That would be
where
good.
I would appreciate that. I appreciate you doing that, sir. We'll move along to agenda item number
Motion
19.
adjourned, Mr.
Motion
Chairman.
adjourned, Mr. Todd Lambert, second by Mr. Satterley. No discussion?